Hey, I hope you've had a good Christmas. What did you get up to? Me? Oh, well, I spent some time playing Super Mario Bros. For the NES, and it surprised me, because even though it's pretty simple, I think there's something really wonderful about it. This plump Italian made such an impact on games as we know it, that I couldn't help comparing him to the importance that bread has had on human civilization. I'm sure you'll agree that this is a completely sane comparison to make, so you'll hear me out while I quickly go over the history of that baked wheaty goodness. Did you know that we don't actually know when bread was first created? We have evidence that a kind of flatbread would have existed 15,000 years ago, but it's suspected that grindstones dating all the way back, even 60,000 years, could have been used to create a similar bready-like substance. Now, we can be sure that such goods weren't gourmet, but it was probably better than trying to eat rocks. And that's how I feel about Mario when compared to the stiff and less approachable games that came before. In this way, both playing Mario and eating bread is like experiencing a leap forward in human history. And over the years, they've been iterated upon similarly too, refining the ingredients to improve or spice up their formulas without changing the core principles. Without Mario, gaming just wouldn't be the same. And without bread we wouldn't have sandwiches. So hopefully by now I've convinced you that both have been important pillars of human progress, much like the invention of the wheel, which I'm sure has helped humanity collect bread since the beginning of time, but that's a topic for another day. While Super Mario Bros. Wasn't the first platformer ever made, it gave a glimpse of what games could become in the future. The game's innovation was in how smooth it felt to play, and even now Mario's physics-based movement feels just right, and must have felt downright realistic in comparison to his contemporaries. There's enough weight to him that slow and cautious play feels safe and solid, but if you're feeling risky, then faster, more reckless movement gives you just enough control that you never feel like it's the game's fault for your mistakes. That's a really difficult balance to pull off. And then there's the main event, the seamless, screen-scrolling action, in its earliest console form. It's not perfect yet, as you can only move right, with everything behind Mario cut off as he progresses, but the blueprint was in place, and it must have been a technical marvel to experience on your TV in 1985. But making sure the Italian plumber felt good to control wasn't the only thing that mattered, as this was also about defining how gaming made players feel too. Unlike in the arcades, Super Mario Bros. Wasn't prioritising pinching your pennies or stealing your quarters, and it also wasn't complicated enough that you needed a computer science degree to understand it. You merely put the cartridge in and it was a complete experience. Super Mario Bros. Did a great job of establishing that fun and accessibility came before anything else, and the proof is in the bread pudding, because returning to the game today is still enjoyable, despite its age. Though for something that is so easy to pick up and play, the game is quite a bit harder than you may be used to, and you can feel Nintendo still figuring out how challenging a Mario game should be. And they're not quite there yet, but still, what you'd expect from a Mario game is here, in both action and iconography. Mario can sprint, crouch, move through pipes, and even pick up mushrooms and fire flowers to grow and attack respectively. We've got castles, boxes, coins, and the same roster of enemies that Mario has been up against for the past 40 years. There's even those lovely water levels that we all love so much. But in all seriousness, it's really impressive to me that over all those decades, and many sequels, all of these elements have remained not only intact, but present in the latest Mario game. Admittedly with a few mechanical and visual upgrades along the way, but still ultimately the same. How many other series manage that without losing their soul? And of course the goal of saving the princess has never changed. Coming back to Mario now at the end of 2025 feels like a reset to me. Modern games can be so incomprehensibly large and overwhelming, and we've had some big ones this year, and the last year, and the year before that too. And if you're anything like me, the YouTubers you watch are constantly hitting you with tens if not hundreds of interesting looking games every month. It's easy to get burned out from all the noise, and forget what I even loved about video games in the first place. So when I take the time to play an older game like this, it gives me the chance to appreciate the nuances of something simpler. Plus, Super Mario Bros. Is just an interesting game. It only has one world type, one moveset, and the fewest mechanical elements in the entire Mario series. and yet it's still enjoyed by lots of people, even 40 years after it released. That's just absolutely crazy to me. And yes, fun is subjective, but have you seen the speedruns though? So yeah, I guess metaphorically speaking, Mario is kinda like bread. But I'm really here to say that if you're burned out on gaming, then I'd recommend giving Super Mario Bros. A spin. Maybe its earnestness and simplicity will reignite your spark, and even get you interested in some retro games that you've never gotten around to. And while you're with Mario, you could even try and beat my time. But this is for beginners only, because I wouldn't exactly call it a speedrun. I'm not very good, so all you cheeky speedrunners need not apply. Hey, I just wanted to say thank you for watching the first ever video on this channel. Now, I did have a script for this section of the video, but I think I'm just gonna speak and, see how it goes. If you enjoyed the video, please, consider pressing that like button, and maybe even consider subscribing as well if you want to see more videos like this one. And yeah, I've got some more videos on the way that I think are kind of interesting or funny or just different perspectives on video games. I'm also really interested in music and movies too, so maybe I'll do some sort of videos on that. I don't know, we're in the early stages, so if you have any ideas for weird or wacky videos you want to see, then I would love to hear about it. But yeah, anyway, that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll hopefully see you next time. Bye!